Hi and welcome back. Rover, I'm working on the P6 again. I've been trying to decide what I'm going to do this week. Yeah, I've had my new seal come, as you can see, but we're not quite ready for that yet anyway. Not that I'm going to use all of it anyway, but I think today I'm going to start making the floor panel for inside of here. Look at the state of it. You see, this is like the original floor and it's been welded up underneath. It doesn't look too bad underneath, but all of that's got to come out, and I'm sure it's going to get bigger as I start scraping all of this muck off, all of this surface stuff off. But I don't know whether you can see, but it's shaped there, so I'm going to have to make this in more than one piece. So what I'll probably do is make this piece, then use the stretcher to give it a slight, put the curve in it there, and then make an inner seal bit, and then join it all together in. Yeah, join it together off of the car, but I'm not going to cut any out yet. I'm going to make the piece, I'm going to give it a scrape, find out how far the rock goes, and then make this piece, and then try and make the inner seal piece, and then join the two together off of the car. Well, that's the plan anyway. So yeah, I'm going to give it a scrape and then we'll see what we've got. Right, I've given it a scrape up, and as suspected I've now made some more holes. I suppose it could be worse, but then it could be better as well. But the back's not so bad. There's a little bit down there. That's not the end of the world. There's an awkward bit under there, which I'll probably have to make an extra bit to go in there. I know you can buy the inner seals, but I don't think they, well, I know they're not shaped either, so I'm not really going to gain anything by buying one. So now I've just got to decide the best way to do it, because I'm not going to be able to do this in one piece. Unfortunately, unlike the minis that I used to work on, you cannot buy a floor pan. So if I could buy a floor pan, I'd just buy a complete floor pan for it. But I think what I'm going to have to do is, like I said, is make this piece here and bring it up, because it's just starting to go down here somewhere. I can't see it now there. So I need to kind of bring that up as far as I can here. It's going to be awkward, but I knew it was going to be awkward to repair this bit anyway. But the my reasoning behind doing it now, before I continue with like the outer cylinder, is obviously it's all linked. It's all linked, and I want to put the strength in the floor before I cut any more out on the outer, if that makes sense. I will have to cut some of the outer out obviously to get to the inner, but trying to leave as much in as I can while I repair once again the previous bodges. I mean, because this is just awful. If it had been done properly in the first place, then it probably wouldn't be like this. And I think a lot of it's due to the pillars being rusty and the water getting in and making the floors wet. So the water's been sat in there for a while, and hence it's rotted out. Although it is bizarre that it's rotted out on a high point. I would have thought it would have rotted out down here rather than there, because that. But anyway, it is what it is. Right, so I'm going to do a bit of measuring and then start cutting some plate. It's not going to be a very exciting video, and I don't think I'm going to be filming that much today, but I'll keep coming back with updates. Back in a bit. Right, so I haven't actually measured or cut anything yet, but what I have decided to do is I'm going to do this piece, like I said, up to there, and then bring it down probably about sort of this far. So this will all be one piece, although we'll have to have a bit joined into it to get the shape down here, because I'm not going to be able to bend it that way and that way. But then I'm going to put a joggled edge across here on the edge of it, and then do this in one piece, because I've just found that there's another plate welder on the floor up in there. So I'm going to, then I'll cut a big piece out here, and then bend the edge on it, a 90-degree angle on it, to come up the inner seal, and then go down, and then just replace that as one complete piece. I think that's the only way I'm going to do it. Although it does sort of dip down a bit as well, so, but hopefully it'll pull back to that shape as I'll weld it into this original bit. I should probably overlap it here with a joggled edge as well on the new sheet, so that I can overlap it and seam weld it to make it strong, because that's what I'm more concerned about, is the strength in the floor rather than the originality, because it's had about 1 million owners, this car, anyway, so in hindsight it's probably should have been a spares car, but we'll keep plodding away at it and we will get there. Right, anyway, I'm going to go and measure some steel, then start making this bit and see how we get on. Right, so it hasn't gone exactly to plan, because I was hoping that this edge I'd be able to shrink it to give me this bend, but what I've had to do is use some slightly lighter gauge metal. It's still heavy enough gauge to do for the floor, because obviously the shape of it gives it its strength, but instead of doing this and that edge in one piece and then having to join the piece for the inner seal on, I'm going to do the inner seal, a piece from the inner seal down and up to that in one piece. So it'll still only be done in 2 bits, it'll just be done in a slightly different way, but it's very awkward trying to stretch it, and I just could not get the shape right. But that bit sort of fits fairly well. Obviously I haven't cut it out or anything, but it will cover the rusty part there. It's so difficult though, because this floor is not flat either, so I'm still debating out how I'm going to do that floor, because really it needs replacing right up to here, but it sort of curves that way and curves that way, so it's going to be quite difficult to do that bit. I really don't want to do it, even though this bit's it's not rotten here, but I'm not sure how thin it is. Anyway, we keep having a play and we'll be back. On a completely different note, with all this rain that we've been having, I'm glad my garage is where it is, because if I take you outside, luckily my other garage is right up the other end. But some of them garages up there have got to be flooded. I'd have been gutted if it had gone into my other garage, because all my interior and that's in there. It's trouble when it rains really hard down there. There's like an underground stream here, and it rises up through the ground. It's not actually a drain block or anything. Yeah, so that's a bit mad. Bit of useless information, but anyway, right, I'm going to crack on with this anyway. Right, so sorry for not filming too much here, but yeah, I've cut another well, I've cut that piece, bent that piece there, and then bent this panel here. It's a bit dark, trying not to get in the light, and then I've welded that piece to that piece now, which obviously I should clean that off in a bit. It's been an absolute nightmare trying to get the shape right. I've been messing around for ages. This wheel will sit down nicely there and there. Unfortunately I can only, I think it's about 16 inches I can bend, so I was hoping I'd be able to do the entire length and then just have this piece on the end, but I'm going to have to do it in at least 2 bits anyway. So what I should probably have to do now is in this area here, I'm trying not to miss it. I know it looks an absolute mess at the moment. It does look like there's some paper and stuff down in there as well, which is nice. But yeah, I think down here I should bend the inner seal and then continue that piece right the way across. So I'm basically going to end up having to do this floor in about 4 pieces because of the curvature of the floor. But I can see it should work. I haven't got much choice. But yeah, so that's where I am really. So yeah, I'm going to clean this bit up and then I think I'm going to be going home, to be honest, because like I said, I've been messing around with it for absolutely ages. So I do apologise, it's a bit of a short one with not a lot going on, but thanks for watching and I will catch you next time. Cheers then, bye.